Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Tonight I am discussing my schooling endeavors. I'm wearing my hoodie right now.
This one says academic services, right?
Not really, I stole it from my husband. He got it for free from work, but he works at the same place I go to school. So this means I just don't have to buy a hoodie. So I go to Western Governors University, WGU, and it's an online school and it works differently than most online schools. So what they focus on is competency. Your classes are based on competency units and not credits, like credit hours. However, one competency unit is pretty much equivalent to one credit hour. And it's a work at your own pace kind of school. However, your semesters are broken into 6-month increments. So mine, because people can start on the first of any month. So it's just the 6 months from the month that you start and then the next 6 months. So I started in, I believe, August of 2014. And so my semesters go from August to the end of January and then from February to the end of July. So those are my 6-month terms. So I'm actually, since it's January, I am at the end of a term. And during a term, you are working to complete so many competency units or so many classes. So this semester I had, I think, 5 classes to work on, and that was the equivalent of 14 competency units. And I am 3 away, so I've gotten 11 of them done. And the way that the classes work is you can go in and there's 2 kind of assessments that you can take with these classes. There is performance assessments, and that's where you have to write a paper or something and you submit it to somebody to grade. And then there's, I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty much you take a test. So there's either writing a paper or taking a test. In some classes you have to do both. And so the class I'm working right now on, it's just a performance class. And so I'm just gonna have to do 2 papers and then I could be done with it. But if there is a test that you can take with it, you can go in and you can take your pre-assessment so you can kind of see where you are in the class before you do any studying whatsoever. And if you pass that pre-assessment with like flying colors, that means you already know this material and you don't need to spend time in the actual coursework. And so you could actually schedule to take your final that very day if you wanted to and just be done with the class. And that's what I love about this school, that I can do that. I have that ability to go in and take that pre-assessment, see where I am in the class, see what I need to study on, what I can study a little bit on, what I really need to dive into, and so I can really focus my studies on what I need to study. Another thing with WGU is they have, since it's an online school, and so your community is pretty much your family who knows you're going to school and they're supporting you along the way. And then you also have what's called a mentor. And my mentor is awesome. Her name is Marilyn. And she calls me right now every other week on Wednesdays. And we talk about my accomplishments for the past 2 weeks and what I want to get done in the next 2 weeks. Every phone call she tells me that I'm so awesome, because I totally am. And so that's kind of her role, to keep you motivated and to keep you on track, because you do need to finish, so many competency units every 6 months. So I'm not going to get a phone call from her until next Wednesday. But I figured with my channel, I'm going to post on Wednesdays where I am at school, what I did get done every single week, so that I can have an additional motivation. It's nice to get those phone calls every 2 weeks, and it's nice that my husband really supports me going to school, but it's also nice for me to record my goals and put them out there for anyone to see, and then go back each week and be held accountable for those goals that I set. So this past week, well, I'll talk about my accomplishments first. I passed a class. Yay! I passed my special education laws and legal issues. So pretty much it was talking about IEPs and how to hold a meeting for an IEP and the different laws that you are required to do. Pretty much what's an accommodation, what's a modification, are you required to do modifications and accommodations, what's a 504 plan, just a lot of different laws and legal issues with special education, because there's a lot, because there's that whole act that's called IDEA, and then IEPs, and just all these terms that, you know, a special education teacher like myself is going to need to know. And so I had to do a test that I would take, and I could take that test at home. It's through a service called ProctorU, and this is actually one of those classes that I took the pre-assessment, and I passed it with flying colors. I grew up in a family full of special education kids, and I would go with my mom to their IEP meetings, and then I also have a son that has an IEP. And so I am very much familiar with the laws and the legal issues of the special education world. So this class, it wasn't too hard for me. I was already very much aware of everything. And so I passed the pre-assessment, and I went right in, I took the test, and I passed that. And then I just had to write a paper. And that's what kind of took me a little bit longer. And I heard back last night that I passed that class, and so that is a really big accomplishment. That means I only have one class left. I have also been focusing on my behavior class, and so it's teaching us how to pretty much manage a class, behavior management. And so I read a couple chapters in that book, and it's broken into different lessons in my online, so you can see, you know, read these 2 chapters for this lesson, do these things for this lesson. And so I've actually this past week finished 2 of those lessons, and so I only have to do 1 more lesson, and then I can write my first paper for this class. And so so that's my accomplishments, and now we're going to go into goals. This next week, I want to have completely finished this first task, or this first paper, and submitted it and passed it, and then be working towards the second paper, because it would be totally awesome if I could have everything done with this class by the end of next week. So when, not next time that I speak with you guys, but the next time, I can say I'm done with school this semester, and I can take 2 weeks break before I hit the ground running in February. So those are my goals. So by the time I talk to you guys next Wednesday, I'll probably record it Tuesday night again, or it's Monday night right now actually. By the time I record again, I want to have passed this class, and I'll be posting these updates every single Wednesday, and so you guys can help me keep accountable, and I will get back to you guys on how I'm doing in school. I'm really, really excited. I think I mentioned that I'm doing special education. I don't know, but I am doing special education, and I'm really excited about that degree. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.